Hey, this is Bree with Cosmic Siren. Welcome to the Siren Pod, a safe space for quirky and curious souls. I channel messages using tarot, stories, and music to help you trust your intuition, express your truth, and embody your genuine self so you can open your energy up to the life and soulmate connections you've always envisioned for yourself. Think of me as your nerdy, witchy siren friend that wants to help you live life to the tune of your soul. In this podcast episode, I felt called to share what I was experiencing currently. I had a discussion with a friend, and she also was experiencing similar energies. So I just wanted to discuss it and pull some cards to see if there's any messages for the collective. And me and her share Capricorn rising, so that may be significant to you. It doesn't have to be. But basically, recently in the last couple weeks, well, I've been feeling this for the last month or so, but it's really been apparent the last week or two. I've been feeling really called to be in my own energy. It's like I'm lacking desire to share space or invest time with other people, other connections, even friends that I enjoy and love and like. And I was in the middle of thinking, why, right? Like, why don't I want to connect with anyone? It's not necessarily that I'm sad or down. It's just, I felt like my body, my mind, my heart just really wanted to be in my own energy, in my own space. And I kind of wrestled with that, right? Like, oh, why am I trying to be alone so much? Like there's friends that are open and willing to connect. Should I go out and connect with them, hang out with them? And I think in that moment, it's hard to compare yourself with other people. It's like I see all these other people connecting, hanging out, any chance they get right after work, in between days, all the time. They're just always going out and connecting, doing things. It's like a hustle. And for me, I operate very differently. I am very intentional with how many people I see, in a given time in a week. I think I've mentioned previously, I try to max out at 2 or 3 people in a week, just because that's for my own personal reason. That's just my limit, right? And I like being in my own energy. But the topic that I was talking to with my friend is, she recently was having this experience with a romantic connection, and you realize, we were just talking about it, you realize that she wasn't getting what she wanted in the connection, right? She was still changing herself, sacrificing her needs or her values to make this connection work, to try to push this connection in a direction that she wanted it to go. And she realized that, she loves herself the most, right? Not in a selfish way, but like, she deserves the love that she wants, right? She deserves someone that expresses love the way that she expresses love. And she realized that her needs and her desires and wants are so important. And she realized she just doesn't have any desire to pursue a romantic connection, specifically that romantic connection. And what we were discussing was, I felt in a similar boat. Right now, I'm not seeing anyone, right? Like, I'm not dating anyone romantically. And I haven't had a desire to, right? I feel very comfortable with where I am. I am really enjoying just loving myself and giving myself the love that I deserve. And it's just a strange, I was trying to explain it to her, there's just a strange feeling of, I really have no desire at all to pursue that path right now. And it's not from a place of fear, right? There's a difference between saying, I'm afraid of connecting with someone intimately like that, I'm afraid of following that path, and so I'm going to avoid it. It's not that. It's, I literally have no desire. I picture it like there's this door, right? If there's a door, if we call it a romantic door, I guess, but there's this romantic door, right? And I think I shared in a previous podcast episode that one of my friends wanted to discuss something, right? And so I put my hand on the door, right? The doorknob. And I already felt like, no, I'm not ready for this. I don't even want this. I don't even want to know what's behind the door. I don't even want to walk through the door. I'm good where I am, right? And that's kind of how I see it as I'm really comfortable with where I am. And there's literally like no desire. I feel a little closed, right? It's like, not that I'm afraid to go that path. It's just that I don't want to, right? And I realize that's okay. I think in this society, right, a lot of movies, societal norms is you have to find somebody, right? If you're monogamous, to find someone. And if you're not, some people, you have to find someone, or this is, what's meant, right? Like you should be finding your person, you should be settling down, this, and that, right? And that's okay if that's a goal. But it's never been a priority for me. Like, yes, if that happens, that'd be great, right? I'm a very affectionate and intimate person. So I feel like, yes, I do want that. That is something that I would like eventually. But it's not something that I'm necessarily desperate for, right? It's not that I'm looking for that. It's not that I'm prioritizing that. And I'm not desperate to find that person, right? Like, it's not that I feel lonely. And I think that's a message, right? It's really important to feel very secure in ourselves and where we are, and to feel really happy when we are in our own energy, right? Because if we aren't happy in our own energy, if we're desperate to fill that loneliness with somebody else, we're not going to be able to find the love that we need, right? Because the love that we need and want has to come within to ourselves first, right? We have to show ourselves the love that we need so that we can recognize it in someone else, right? That's where you start changing and sacrificing yourself. That's where you start losing yourself in the relationship. It's where you start changing your habits and your interests and doing everything for another person because you weren't secure with who you were, right? And you settled for less, right? When I say settled for less, it's not that someone else is lesser than someone, right? It's more that you're settling for less than what you want and deserve. You're settling for less than your yes, right? And I've always been saying, like, it should always be a yes for you. You should always be following your yes. And so when people just get into a romantic dynamic or what have you with someone just because they want to be with someone, not be alone, that's not really a yes, right? It doesn't feel good. And that's why then you can end up really unhappy, right? In that situation because you're not really with someone that you want. And that was another thing. It's getting very clear on the energies that you want. And I think that's why I don't have a desire. I recently was thinking about that. I was thinking, okay, my connections in general, what energies do I want surrounding myself? And then I thought about, okay, if it was romantic, I'm going to label it that. What type of energy do I want? And after I got very clear on that and listed things out, I think that's when I started to feel more free, because if my connections in general don't have the energies that I want, then I don't invest my time in them, right? I don't invest as much time. And same thing for like a romantic connection. I know more clearly what it is exactly that I'm looking for. I know how I'll feel, right? And these aren't like superficial traits, right? I know how I want to feel. I know like the type of characteristics or activities that I would love to do. And so I feel very confident and comfortable, and I trust myself that if I do connect with someone like that and the energy is there, that I will be very open to it, right? The door will just fly open. But right now, I'm not, right? Because those energies aren't there right now for me, and that's okay. I don't know, it's also just, it's very freeing to feel just very comfortable and secure in where I am. No matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm with, my internal environment doesn't change, right? The love that I have for myself doesn't change. And so even though in the past my relationships in general and romantic, didn't turn out how I thought, it helped me learn more things about myself, right? It helped me get very clear on what I am looking for, right? And even if those relationships, connections, whether they were friendship or romantic or otherwise, didn't turn out the way I thought, there were pieces in those relationships that are aspects of what I am looking for, right? In a future connection. And I can take that with me, right? It's also this message, if you're listening, it's don't feel discouraged, right? Let's say you're meeting these people, whether that's friends or a romantic partner, and it seems like you are connecting with people and it seems like a part of them are things that you're really looking for, but then another part is not. And it's this message of don't get discouraged, right? You're being shown that there are people that embody all the things that you want in somebody. And someone that has all those characteristics does exist, right? The more you connect with people, the more you see like the characteristics that you want. It's another like encouragement and supportive path that yes, you're getting closer. There are people out there that embody what you're looking for, right? Because in a sense, right, what you're looking for is also a part of yourself, right? The love that you're looking for, the love that you desire, the things that you want a partner to do and show up should also be the way you're showing up, right? Like, for example, I'm a very affectionate person, verbally, physically. My love language is touch and time. So I like to express myself that way, right? In all my connections. Of course, respecting people's boundaries, but I don't want to feel very limited. I don't want to feel like I'm holding back all the time. If I am in a specific romantic partnership, right? If I meet someone and let's say they embody a lot of characteristics or things that I want, but let's say they don't really like touch, right? For whatever reason, and that's valid. Maybe they don't like to cuddle, they don't like to hug a lot, it's just not their thing. And that's okay, I respect that. But for me, since I'm very clear on the energy that I want as a very cuddly and snuggly and physically affectionate person, that's not going to work for me, right? It doesn't matter if that person embodies 99% of everything, right? Because the physical affection, the love, the touch, that's very important to me. And I need 100%. And that's another message is just because someone embodies half, 75% or most of what you're looking for, that doesn't mean it's aligned, right? That means you're still settling for less. That means you still don't believe that someone out there embodies everything that you're looking for. And I'm telling you that it's a message of someone does embody everything that you're looking for because you are meant to have the life that you want. You are meant to find the love that you want. You exist yourself, right? I'm sure that a lot of the characteristics that you're looking for exist in yourself. So you exist. You encompass everything that you love about yourself. So of course that's going to exist in someone else, right? All right, let's pull some cards. I want to follow that path of that's sticking out to me is the energies that you're looking for in your future connection. This could be in general. I'll do the in general at first. I feel like for a lot of you though, there is this romantic path that you are exploring or wanting. So I'm going to pull cards for that too. We got the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands. Okay. The Ten of Cups and the Sun. Wow. These are such beautiful cards. I love that. So let's talk about this. So in your connections in general, you're looking for that spark, right? You feel really inspired and very passionate. And in your connections in general, right? Like when you connect and meet with someone, right? There's a lot of people we meet throughout the day and, we can connect and get along. But then there's those few where when you meet them and you start talking, you can just feel that spark of inspiration, right? It's like a soul level connection. And that's what you all are looking for, right? It's this feeling, this something that you can't explain. You were to take all the people in your life, there might be only a few where you understand what I'm talking about, or you haven't even met this person yet, but it's this excitement. It's this spark. It's like when you meet them, it's like, intuitively that the both of you can create a connection that's really warm and inviting and beautiful and creative. This connection, it supports you and empowers you to express yourself, to follow like your dreams and your path, right? And I think that's really important to note. It's sometimes when we meet people and we express our desires or our dreams, there can be not necessarily negative feedback, like this person is talking down to you, but, because of where people are at, it can be like, well, that's going to be very hard. I don't see that happening. Or, yeah, good luck with that. It's like these little words are, oh, it's really hard doing that here, so I'm not sure how it will go. It's just this like negative little attitude. And, that sucks, right? It doesn't make you feel good. And those aren't the types of connections that you're looking for, right? And it's not that you're judging these connections. It's just that that's not the energy that you want. And so with the Ace of Wands, the connections that you're looking for, it's there's this mutual like support and desire to express ourselves, be creative, follow our passions. And, I heard like paint with all the colors of the wind. It's like these people really support your unique color, your unique flair. And they truly believe that, your unique impression on the world is valuable, right? That your soul energy is beautiful and unique. They admire the unique person that you are, right? It's like, it's not just about your physical appearance. It's like the way you wear things, right? It's the way you dress. It's your trinkets, whatever jewelry or accessories you have. It's all of that combined with your interests, how you communicate, how you show up, all of that together. It's that unique combination that they really appreciate and really love. And that's what you're looking for. With the Four of Wands, you are looking for energies that want something really stable, right? Something long-term, something that you both can build together, something that you both can celebrate together. And this is important, the Four of Wands, the long-term stability. Not everyone wants to commit to something like that, right? And that's okay. Some people are looking for temporary or short-term connections, for whatever reason. And for you, the connections that you want, you stand the test of time, right? It's this feeling of, I choose you. And that's what I keep hearing. It's, I choose you, right? Because connections in general, it takes active choice from both parties to want to invest in the connection, whether that's communicating with words or, spending time together physically. But it is this choice, right? I'm choosing you to be a part of my life long term. And it's not like these future connections are wavering and looking out for something better, if that makes sense. They're not looking to see the next best thing, right? It's not like shiny new object syndrome. It's, they've connected with you. They really care about you and they want this to last, long term. And so they're going to choose you, right? It doesn't matter who they connect with after that point, is they want to choose you. And it's not saying that you're being forced to be locked into something, right? It's not saying that you're not allowed to be open and connect with whoever you want and that shifts the dynamics, right? You can still have dynamics with people and have it shift and it still be a long-term stable connection, right? Maybe at the beginning, as you're getting to know people, I feel like it's natural to kind of spend more time with them at the beginning and, really feel out the energy. And then as time goes on, it's stable and you kind of space it out more, right? You don't have to, but... And then, depending on how long you've known the person, or maybe you move, you still have that stable connection, right? You still make it a point to see each other. And so that's what I mean, is they still choose you, no matter what's happening. They still choose to have some type of connection with you, to somehow have you in their life, right? And that goes well with the Ten of Cups, right? The Ten of Cups is just your emotional fulfillment. It's a strong emotional connection as well. It's not just about feeling connected and supporting each other and, taking action to show each other that you care about each other. It's also this emotional connection of being able to be open and vulnerable and express yourselves, to be seen and heard for everything that you are, right? No matter how grateful and positive you are, we are human. There are fears, there are insecurities that we have, there are experiences that we've had in our life that shaped us to who we are. And some of those experiences, some of us feel guilty about, we feel shameful, or it hurts thinking about it. And with this connection, the thing that you're looking for is you want to be seen for all of that, right? You want someone to hear and witness your story. And I heard it's not that you are dumping all of your experiences on this person, right? It's not that you're dumping your trauma or something like that. It's more of both of you are open and vulnerable to sharing important events that have happened in your life, right? Sharing important people that were in your life, whether or not they're still there, and being seen for that hurt and that pain and those experiences so that they can understand why you are the way you are today, right? It's getting to know all of you, getting to know your childhood, right? One of my friends recently told me it's hard for her to make friends now recently as an adult, right? And we're in our early 30s. And that's kind of what I was thinking about with this message. It's, not all of us have childhood friends, right? Some of us do, which is great. And some of us don't. And when we connect with people in our later years, which is wonderful because they're really connecting with you for who you are, right? And there's this message again of, okay, whoever this is for, some of your friends since childhood you have connected with, right? You've stayed friends with. And some of you have stayed friends with these people because of how long it's been, not necessarily because you actually connect deeply anymore, right? There's been so much change since childhood, and we grow sometimes in different paths. And it's the longevity, it's the number of years that have kept you together. And that is still a great relationship, right? As long as there's both support and respect, yes. There is a different type of connection when you meet someone when you're a little older, right? If we say right now in our late 20s, 30s, because you're connecting based on now, right? This person sees you how you are now, or is connecting with you how you are now and wants to get to know you because of who you are now. And then there's this message of you wanting to share how you were in the past so they can see like who you are, right? They weren't able to see you grow up. They weren't able to see your struggles in the past, right? And so again, it's just this another connection of really just being seen and heard for just everything, your soul, your heart, right? Your mind. And we have the sun, which just, it sums up everything beautifully. You want to find connections with people who are just genuinely themselves, right? It's like some people can hide some of their interests, right? For fear of being judged, which is fair. Some people can hide aspects of themselves in their life because they're not sure how it will be taken, which is also fair. But the connections that you're looking for, these people are really standing in their power. They're really saying like, hey, this is who I am. This is who I genuinely am. And if you connect with me, then I would love to connect with you if it feels aligned and we can get along that way, right? There's no hiding, right? There's no, I'm going to reveal this part of myself 6 months, a year down the line, now that I know that we connect better. It's not like that. It's these people are genuinely themselves. They bear their heart and soul at the very beginning, right? So that you can see who they are. And that's a very open connection, right? And that's who you're looking for. You're looking for people that are very open at the beginning, right? That aren't closed. They're open and they're saying, hey, this is me. These are my interests. These are my views. This is how I view life. These are my beliefs and my values. Do you connect with that? These people can openly communicate that so that you guys can connect with each other. All right. Very, very beautiful. I want to explore, for those of you that are looking into a more romantic connection, however you define that, right? These labels are whatever we define that as. I want to see what type of energy you're looking for in a romantic connection. So 6 of Cups, of course. That card's been coming out. Lovers, oh my gosh. 7 of Swords, this one's interesting. In the World, oh my gosh. These cards are great. I'm feeling very happy right now. I'm feeling very warm. I'm getting kind of like almost teary-eyed. This connection that you're looking for the romantic connection, for those of you that connect with that, it's just very heartwarming. It's very fulfilling. And with the 6 of Cups, Lovers in the World, for my cards, it's so great. We have 2 souls, right? 2 beings in each of the cards. And in all of the cards, they're looking at each other directly. They're really seeing each other and connecting with each other. And it's just very beautiful. It's like they're in their own world. Let's start with the 6 of Cups. So for the romantic connection, you're looking for this feeling of feeling very familiar and very at home. And this definitely gives soulmate twin flame vibes, of course. It's this type of connection where you share like a same vision. There's something about the way you view the world, the way that you're inspired, and you share that vision, and you're able to come together to create something, right? To work on a project, to do something together, whatever that may mean. But it is this very, very strong soul tie. For those of you that have met people in your soul family group, you know, your soulmates, and you know what I'm talking about, it's just this energy. It's hard to explain. For me, out of all the people I have met, I know instantly when someone is a soul connection, and I can feel the different levels of that soul connection. And for the Six of Cups, you're going to feel like you've known this person for a long time. Words can't explain. You have this level of understanding with each other the minute you meet, right? And you can't logically explain why, right? For some of you, it might feel like you feel so comfortable with this person and you know each other so well. For some of you, you're going to feel that way with this person more than you have with a lot of your longer term friends. It's just because of the soul connection. It's because you've shared a lot of history, right? A lot of memories from different lives. With the lovers, for my lovers, it looks like Beauty and the Beast, kind of. It's this feminine person connecting with this masculine figure. And these aren't gendered, by the way, right? These are just energies. It's like the divine feminine and masculine coming together. That's why, again, it's this sense of union. So again, twin flame vibes, doesn't have to be. But it really works together well, right? Like yin and yang. It's both of you express yourselves differently, a little differently, but you still share the same heart. You still share like an open way of communicating, right? The lovers is Gemini energy. And this is what's really important. There's something about your mind that's very important here. The way you view world, maybe your interests, it connects somehow. There might be maybe like, I say this with love, there might be like weird things with the way you think or weird interests that you have that you connect on. But only someone with your type of mind could connect on that. Does that make sense? How do I explain that? So it's like, for example, this is just what's coming to me. What shows and movies, for example? You could be a big show or movie person, right? And depending on the genre you like, that's very different, right? There are people that love like action, right? There are people that love romance, comedy. And then there's the people that like horror, right? And even among horror, there's different genres, right? You like the slashers, you like the mind-bending thrillers, you like dark fantasy, right? Like those are very different. And that's what I mean. It's you both connect on something very specific like that, where it's like your mind has to work in the same way for you to see and enjoy it, right? It's like if you were to walk around a museum or art, you both understand and see things kind of similarly and can appreciate things that way. Does that make sense? You may also share the same way that you view beauty, things like that. The things that you find beautiful, the things that you connect with, it might be very different, right? And then this is just a quick message for somebody. It's you both connect with sadness and see that as very beautiful, and that bonds you together, whoever that's for. It's like sad songs, sad lyrics, sad movies. There's this, not everyone can appreciate it, but there are people that can. It's like I'm hearing you both appreciate struggle and trauma when you view it, because in a way there is beauty in it, because you understand that that is what supported that person to be the loving person that they are now. And this might actually apply to both of your lives. This is message of, for somebody, it's that is why you connect. You both have experienced something similar in your childhood, in your lives, that was very painful, very traumatic, very heart-wrenching, very low. That was very similar, if not the same. And because of that, you are able to bond in a way that you can't with others. This doesn't mean that you have to bond with someone like that. I'm just saying is because you've had that same or similar experience, you are able to connect that way without having to explain it with a lot of words, right? There are just some things in life that if you haven't experienced, it's hard to explain to someone. You can explain to someone and they can empathize and connect with you and sympathize, right? But to have both people experience it, it is a different level of connection. So that is a message for somebody. With the Seven of Swords, so I heard a couple different things. I at first heard, help me get through this. I was thinking of fears or insecurities where you may share something, some insecurity, some fear that you're having, thoughts, right? Thoughts that can bind you, that can stop you, that can, maybe push you to spiral out of control. And this person that you're connecting with is willing to hear about it, right? They want to hear what you're going through. They don't only want those happy, positive times with you. They also want to know when you're struggling, when you're down. Not that that isn't a good experience, right? It's hard, right? I had a friend recently that they were too afraid to tell me that they were struggling through something, that they were insecure about something. And I told them, like, hey, if you're ever sad about something, if you're ever struggling, you can reach out and say, hey, I'm struggling with something. Are you free? Like, do you have space to talk about it? Because I want to be that support. I want to know what you're struggling with. Like, I want to help you. And they said in the past when they did that, the other person didn't like that. They said that they shouldn't be emotional, that they were seen as weak. And, that was sad. It's this message of you're really looking for somebody that wants to be with you, all of you, in the way you genuinely are at all times. You don't have to change yourself. You don't have to be happy all the time. You can just be in your own feelings and how you genuinely are and experience that with them. And they still love you. They still care about you. They still respect you. They don't see you differently, right? Because it's just who you are. And you're connecting that way. I also heard for Seven of Swords, partner in crime. Because in this card, this fox, this fox wolf creature is stealing some swords, right? And they're running away from this big shadow. And you can't tell in the card whether or not why they're stealing these swords. Maybe they are doing it to help somebody. Maybe these are their swords and they're running away. Maybe this figure is evil. We're not really sure. And they're trying to get away from them. But it is this kind of funny, sly, partner in crime. It seems like you are looking for someone that can just have fun with you, go on adventures with you, and have each other's backs, right? It's like you won't sell each other out. That's what's coming through. It's like I'm thinking of not that you should commit a crime, but I'm just thinking of a situation where you're in some type of situation and there is nothing anyone or anything could possibly say or do to you to make you sell each other out, right? You would never, ever say anything or do anything to hurt this person to allow that to happen, if that makes sense. You're in this together. So I don't know, if something happened, you would hold each other's hands and run away together, right? It doesn't matter. If someone tripped and fell, they're not gonna leave you there, right? They're gonna come with you, right? You're gonna be in it together. You're gonna be in trouble together, right? It's not one or the other. So I don't know. I'm just it feels very funny and sly. It's just mischievous, I guess. Yes, you can be mischievous together. You can do dorky things. It's just fun. And then, of course, we have the World. This card's so beautiful. So there's this, again, a feminine figure and a masculine figure again. So again, that union, and they are dancing on top of this body of water, and they're standing on, it looks like pears. It's like they have to be very intentional with where they're stepping, and they have to balance each other out. They're so present in their body and so present with each other, and they're very slow and intentional in their movement. And it's creating something very beautiful and complete. It looks like you're looking for somebody, an energy that you're very aligned just the way you each, without each other, like without thinking about each other, the way you each naturally move through life, your choices, it perfectly balances each other naturally. So it looks like you're just really looking for a really aligned energy, right? You're not looking to change anyone. You're not looking for someone to change you. You're looking for both of you to be very genuine and to express yourselves very naturally. And you're looking for it to just connect so perfectly that even if you both move a little bit differently through life, it perfectly supports each other and it creates something very beautiful together. Oh, I don't know, I'm still very warm. I'm still very teary-eyed. I'm feeling very excited and very warm. And this is what I'm talking about, this feeling right now that I'm feeling. I know that I will feel this when I connect with that energy, right? And this is the same for you, is if you don't have a desire right now, if you're feeling good in your energy, that's great. You will know when you feel this energy with that energy that aligns with you, right? With the romantic connection that you're looking for. And that's what I'm talking about, is I can feel it now, right now. And I know that this is the feeling that I have to feel when that connection's aligned, right? And so this is for you. And for those of you that don't connect with a romantic partner, if you're not looking for that, this can also be in your non-romantic relationships, right? These energies are beautiful, right? It doesn't have to be platonic. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be in all of your connections. But because this was that path, that thread of energy for that specific group that was looking for a romantic connection, those were the energies that you're looking for. Okay. And I just want to pull final card to close out part of my feelings deck. It has clouds on it and it's a rainbow. I felt hard to share that, so whatever that means to you. Are the rainbow fam, or you like clouds? We are in fall, so. Oh, 3 cards came out, so I'll quickly go over these. Visualize, give, and hold. Tap into your imagination to create new paths to navigate your inner and outer worlds. Give. It is time to share your gorgeous energy with the world. Giving mindfully can be a lovely way to connect. And hold. Is there a thought or feeling that's asking for your attention? Can you hold it gently and ask what it needs? Yes, so for hold, again, connecting with your feelings, being very honest with yourself. Is there something that you're feeling very scared and insecure about? And just holding it very gently and giving it space, right? Giving your ego a space to really express themselves. And then give yourself the love that you deserve, whether that's words, some self-care activities, right? For visualize, it's, if you're here, if you're in this space, you're very intuitive. Connect with your imagination. Really think about the connections that you want, whether it's romantic or not, and really imagine it. Really get into the energy. What does it look like? Go through all your senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you taste? And really visualize that. What makes you feel really happy? And trust that that's the feeling that you're looking for. You can trust that because you can trust yourself. And give. Just sharing your energy, right? Like I say, like shine as bright as possible. Share your color with the world, because when you shine as bright as possible, you will blind those that don't appreciate your energy, and they will go far, far away, which is what you want. But then you will be a beacon. Other people will find you, right? And that's who you want to connect with. The people that see your light and really want to get closer and are curious to get to know you more. All right, well, that is all the messages that I have for you at this time. Thank you so much for connecting with me. If anything resonated for you, please comment down below so I can see how it worked out in your life. And please continue subscribing or liking so I can continue connecting with your energy as I read for the collective. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm wishing you a very warm and cozy fall season. And as always, I'm sending you warm wishes and soothing hums.